What is your favorite part of the church?
Well, my favorite part of the church is the child's education and the good bread.
I think it would probably be the kitchen because it has a lot of food and I kind of like the food that they make there.
What part of the church does the God play?
Well, I like going to the altar because I am an acolyte and I like receiving communion.
The people and the opportunity to just sit, think, and concentrate on things and think about my week, what I've done, and what I hope to do.
My favorite part of the church is the people.
It would have to be probably the after school and godly play.
It would have to be the altar.
That's a tough question because I really love the church. I love the way it looks and feels. I think I like just sitting in a pew and having everything around me, all the atmosphere around me.
Why did you join this church?
Well, my mom and dad, they already came to this church, but I just really wanted to be a part of the family and the community.
Well, my parents came. It's also really fun and there are girls my age that I can play with. It's just a lot of big bundle of joy and spirit.
Because my mom forced me to.
I pretty much had to because it's not like I can go to any other church because my parents went here and it's not like I'm supposed to go to a church without my parents.
I joined the church as an intern, and I liked the church because it was very community focused, both inward community and the outer community of Medford, and serving people and meeting their needs. I joined this church because I felt a nice sense of community here. I felt welcome here.
Probably because my mom works here, so I started coming here and I started to like it and make friends.
What do you think the church will look like in 2022 when the church is 175 years old?
Wow. I think the church building will look the same because we're going to try to preserve it in the way that it looks now, in the way that it was intended when it was built.
I think it will be a little different because it will probably have some newer technology, but I still think it'd be the same old spirit and we'd have the same old sermons and that stuff.
I think it'll look more clean, more. It had different furniture, and almost like everything would look completely different.
I think it'll be ancient and technology-wise. And it'll be fun and cool and creepy. And different. Well, I think that it'll be very big. It'll probably look a little different, like everything will be in a better quality. But I think that the spirit will always be the same, and it'll always have the same hope and love as it always has. It would be a lot older and more computer technology.
A little bit more cleaner. Probably not really that modern, but it would probably look neater and clean.
I think, I think we will continue to grow. I think we'll continue to be a mixed community, which is wonderful, an more integrated community, which will be wonderful. And I'm sure there'll be more women in the ministry. I hope we don't overpower all the men because I think it's important that we have a balance. And I'm just hoping and praying that we have a good program for our young people. That's the important thing for me.
I think the church will be bigger. I hope that the church will be filled with kids. And I think that a lot of things will stay the same, but the church will keep adapting well to the people who are
be a piece?
It was that sense of community and the way we learn about and know the presence of God by being together and living together and forgiving each other and figuring out what it means to be people who work and share a life together.
When was the church built?
This church building was built in 1868.
How many bricks are in the building?
Now that's an interesting question, because when I hear that question, I think, is this kind of a joke? And I'll tell you why. Because the answer is 0. This building isn't made out of bricks, it's made out of stones. And I don't know the answer to how many stones there are, but I wonder if any of you guys might want to take a look at the building sometime and see if you could make a guess. I'd be curious to know.
How long did it take to build it? How many people worked on it?
It took about a year or less to build it, and I don't know how many people worked on it, but I do know that the stonemason who did the stonework, that his name was Nicholas White. And the architect who designed the church was Henry Hobson Richardson, who's a very famous American architect. And he also designed Trinity Church in Copley Square in Boston.
Can you tell us the story of Ellen Shepherd Brooks and the deed to the land?
Sure. Mrs. Brooks came along and helped pay for the church. They started building it and they kind of ran out of money. She was a very wealthy lady and she was very generous, and she gave the money to finish building the church. So once it was built, it was technically owned by Mrs. Brooks. On Christmas Eve, just before the church parish turned 25 years old, she took the deed, which is a piece of paper that says who owns the building, and she put it in the collection plate and sent it up with the collections. And that was her way of saying, I'm giving the building to you.